Hi, how are you? My name is Nina. I'm an illustrator and comic artist, and I'm a very welcoming and happy person, as you can see here in this sample. We are now gonna study a little bit of art. I have some art tutorials on Instagram already, and I used to make some art classes on Twitch during live and also giving feedback on people's drawings, so step by there when you can. And today we are gonna study a drawing tutorial. I decided we could start with something simple. Nah, of course not. We are not gonna start with something simple and easy, of course not. We are gonna begin these classes with the nightmare of the illustrators around the world. If you started studying drawing like recently or so, you're probably scared of hands. Most people don't know why they hate hands so much, so I'm gonna explain it to you. So the problem with hands is that they have a lot of joints. Like you have joints for the fingers. For each finger you have at least 3 joints, and you have a lot of fingers. So yeah, it's a lot of joints in a very small place, and that makes difficult drawing hands. When you deal with the human body, like human anatomy, you usually deal with a body that has very few or very specific articulations spread around, very specific joints spread around in a big body. But when we get to the hand, we have here in a very small space a huge amount of joints. And it can be very scary. It's okay, your problems are over now. I'm here to help you. If this is a big problem for you, let's fix this. When you have a big problem, the best thing you can do is to break this problem into smaller parts, and then you deal with each part one at a time. So that's what we are doing here. First of all, we are gonna break the hand in 2 parts. One of these parts is gonna be the hand itself, and the other part is gonna be fingers. We are not gonna deal with all the joints at this first moment. We are just gonna deal with palm and fingers. So let's make difficult simple. Since in drawing the main technique is to get everything you see and turn it into smaller, easier shapes, into geometric shapes or organic shapes, but easier shapes, that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna get some geometric shapes and turn it into a hand. You make a square. It doesn't have to be a perfect square. It's just a guideline. It's meant to help us. Guidelines are guides, not prison. So we make this kind of square. I like to make it smaller here because this is the wrist. It joins with the arm. So I like to make it a little smaller here and a little larger up here. Now that we have this base guideline, this base shape, we are gonna divide up here in half. 1, 2. After we do this, we are gonna do it again. We are gonna divide it here and here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each of these spaces are meant to be filled with fingers later. So after you cut here, you're gonna come here and on the side and cut in the middle again. We have this scheme here, these guidelines. Now let's clean the way real quick. Okay, see the guidelines? I like to draw the guidelines in a different color. Before I actually make the drawing, I like to lower the opacity because I guess it's easier for me I'm making a new layer now so that I don't draw in the same layer as the guideline. And I'm gonna start making the contour of the hand. How do I measure fingers? Human body is amazing. We have awesome proportions and our body very often can be measured by itself. Are you crazy? No, I'm not crazy so far, I guess. What I'm saying that is you can measure your fingers by the middle finger. And how do I start measuring by the middle finger? That's very easy. I'm gonna make a new layer and then I'm gonna take the same measure. Let's make it in red so it's easier not to mix everything up. And let's make a measure here. That is the height of our hand, right? We are now gonna pull it up, join it here, and here we have the same size as our palm, right? Correct? We have the same size of our hand here, but up here, I'm gonna lower the opacity. I'll get the color black and let's draw. This here is gonna be our middle finger. You can laugh of it, okay? Oh my god, how mature we are. Now that we have the middle finger, ha ha ha, we have to make the other fingers. And we have to keep in mind that they have different sizes. They are not all the same size. If we just do every finger on the same size, we're gonna have this awful weird thing that's not supposed to be like this. So it's very important that you don't do this. Please don't do this, just don't. Let's go back to our middle finger and then we can make the other fingers following these flow here. Let's make a finger slightly small and this one a little bit smaller, and then the pinky. And see, we now do have 4 fingers again. I still have one more problem to deal with. The thumb. Is the thumb actually a problem? Well, it is different from the other fingers. It joins different, it bends different. We have to keep in mind the shape of this finger is different and the size is different as well. Now, it's a little bit tricky, but it's not that hard. What we are using to guide us here is this line here. You can check on your reference that your finger is longer than this line. So you can make it until here. The shape of the finger is a little bit different as well. So you can see all these have the same pattern, a little bit round to one side. Now this one goes like this. Then you can finish it here and join with the arm. Let's take a closer look. The reason why I make the guidelines in a different layer and the actual drawing in another layer is because we can make this, take off the guidelines, and then ta-da! We do have a hand. Do you believe that? See, it was not that hard. And now that you took a shot on doing a hand like this, always try doing it to the other side. It's the same measures, you just have to flip it, you just have to cut it on the other side and to fit the fingers on the correct order. Okay, so whenever you draw something to one side, do the same thing to the other side so that you can practice. You can keep doing it, keep practicing, and once you've become good enough on this exercise, you can start bending your hands, you can start trying some poses. And that's it for today. I hope it helps. If you still have any doubt, leave it on the comments. You can also join Discord, links on description, and you can send your exercises there. We can chat. You can suggest any more topics for another class, another videos, another tutorials. And we are probably gonna make another video for hands, a intermediate and advanced hand guide, but this one's very basic. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, etc. blah blah blah. If you want, if you don't want, you can just ignore me. That's it. See ya! Toot toot! Having this opposite, sorry, my English is kind of broken.